Louisville football opens their season this year with Ole Miss. That game is exactly 50 days from today. So today we're going to start my breakdown series of every position on the Louisville football team. And today we're going to start with the most important position on the field, quarterback. All right, so the way this will work is I will take the top 2 or 3 players at every position, give a breakdown, a small little breakdown of each of them, and then give my projection for those guys. So starting up with quarterback, Lincoln Kienholz. He'll wear number 3 this year. He's a redshirt junior, meaning he has 2 years of eligibility remaining. He's 6'2", 215. He played 3 years at Ohio State. He was a reserve in year 1 and 2. Year 3, he competed with Julian Sayin and supposedly was neck to neck and actually looked better in the spring, according to a couple of Ohio State blogs that I read or vlogs that I watched. But needless to say, he did not win that job. Went to Julian Sayin, who ended up being one of the better quarterbacks in the country last year. So he's pretty unproven, although Ohio State fans, coaching staff, players, they have nothing but great things to say about Lincoln and his work ethic. He won an award. I can't remember what it's called. Some kind of horseshoe award at Ohio State, which is like you only get that if you're a very good player, a very good teammate. Anyway, so he played 10 games at Ohio State. He was primarily a short yardage quarterback for them, specifically last year. But he's 21 of 36 for 250 yards and 1 touchdown in his career there. He's a true dual threat quarterback. He's very athletic. He was a 3-sport athlete. He go on YouTube and watch his basketball highlights. He's dunking on dudes. He's an athlete. You know, he's not sneaky athletic. He is athletic. But last year he had 66 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns for Ohio State, who was a playoff team. He does have good arm talent. He can get the ball out. He can throw the ball. He can make good throws. He can make most of the throws from what we've seen. But he doesn't have elite arm talent. He's not the easiest way to put it for Louisville fans is that he is going to not have the same kind of arm talent that Tyler Shough had, which Tyler Shough had NFL arm talent, next level, high level NFL arm talent. But you do not have to worry about him having a complete noodle arm like Miller Moss did. If noodle arm might not even be given that justice, and then he should be better as well than Jack Plummer, who I would say is the epitome of an average quarterback. So my projection for Lincoln Kienholz is that he will be the starter this year. He will remain the starter. He'll add an element to the Jeff Brom offense that Jeff's never had, which is a quarterback who can run the ball. And I think there won't be a fall off with the Jeff Brom offense of throwing the ball with Lincoln as well. All right, next we have Davin Wydner. He'll wear number 11 this year, and he's also a redshirt junior, meaning he has 2 years of eligibility. He's 6'5", 220, so he has great size. He played the last 2 seasons at West Georgia. He went to Ole Miss out of high school, and he was a 3-star high school recruit out of Florida. In his 2 years at West Georgia, he put up 3,390 passing yards. Only about 60% completion percentage and with a 24 touchdown to 9 interception ratio. So, okay numbers, nothing crazy, especially not at that level of football. But he is a dual threat quarterback like Lincoln. In his 2 seasons, he had 690 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns. So, this is a guy who, you know, his arm, he's big, he's physical, he's got arm strength. I'm not sure about his accuracy, but he can run the ball as well. And then he played well in the spring game this year. That wasn't televised, but if you were there, you know someone who's there. He did play well in that game, but he did run against the twos. And he did have Louisville's probably second best wide receiver on his team with Loane McCoy. So that could have skewed the numbers a little bit. But I know he made a couple good throws in that spring game. So my projection for Davin is that he's going to be the primary backup quarterback. Again, his size and rushing ability should allow the offense to remain similar. If he is forced to play the game, he even could have some run packages designed for him just because of how big he is, if they're trying to protect, Lincoln, depending on game situation. But like I said, his passing abilities are questionable. But I believe he will be the primary backup quarterback this year for Louisville. All right, so the last quarterback that I'm going to talk about here is Briggs Cherry. He is a true freshman quarterback who will wear number 10 this year. He's 6'4", 215 pounds. He's ranked as high as 200th overall in the 26 high school class, and he's a consensus 4-star recruit out of the state of Tennessee. He is a pocket passer. He is not at all known for his legs. He's a guy who is known for his ability to throw the deep ball, but he's not known as someone who can move around with his feet. And he's not, a statue per se, but he's not a dual threat quarterback. He's a pocket passer. The 24/7 director of scouting projects him as a multi-year Power 4 starting quarterback. And he played in the Navy All-American Bowl, which I believe used to be the Army All-American Bowl. And then my projection for him this season is that he will redshirt. I know redshirts don't exist anymore, but essentially he will redshirt. He'll sit on the bench and learn the college game, work on his body, work on his mechanics. And I think the plan for him is to sit behind Lincoln for 2 seasons, and then be the first high school quarterback to start games and be the guy for Jeff Brom here at Louisville. There is a chance maybe he can get some run this year in either blowouts, or let's say Lincoln may get hurt, knock on wood, and Davin just can't get it done with his arm. They can bring in a guy like Briggs and just open up the playbook a little bit and see if his arm talent can get things done. Well, that will wrap up the quarterback position for Louisville football this upcoming season, and my overall position grade is going to be a B. And that is a tentative B. That is a grade that is all dependent on what Lincoln Kienholz can be here. That is a grade that could easily be a B+ or even an A if he, projects well and plays well, and Louisville is a 9-10 win team. That's a grade that could be a C or worse if he's a guy who just can't get it done. Inconsistent, doesn't play well. But I'm going to go with a B, and I'm going to go with the projection that he is going to start every game this year, and that he's going to be a quality starter on a team with playoff aspirations. And as always, if you enjoy the content, if you like what you see here, I'm going to try to turn these out a little more often, a couple times a week. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, any tips, if you think the videos are too long for a TikTok format, I can just post to YouTube and do shorter clips here. But as always, I appreciate the views, I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the support. This video is made in partnership with the 1912 Society. Like I said, they got big things coming. Check them out.